Well, this Sunday, I will be giving a speech on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. for somewhere around 200,000 people. That's right, everybody. Welcome to the Tyler Fischer Show, episode 40-something or other, or rather. And that's the news right off top. I just got a phone call from somebody organizing. There is a anti-mandate protest, not an anti-vax protest, which is what it will be conflated with by the big media, but it's indeed a anti-vaccine mandate protest. Have you heard about it? Probably not, but it's pretty big. And the media probably won't be covering it much. Maybe they will. I don't want to make assumptions, but that's likely to be the case. But anyhow, I had a call about that, and we just confirmed, and I just bought my plane ticket. So I will be flying from New York, fucking New York, all right, the fucking war zone of New York, to the political capital, Washington, D.C., this Sunday.
So there is a rally January 23rd. Where is it? You want to give us the details?
Washington, D.C., between the Washington Monument and Lincoln Memorial. So this is the Defeat the Mandates, an American Homecoming rally. The website is www.defeatthemandatesdc.com. So this is not about being anti-vaccines. It's about being anti-mandates.
That's going to be wild. I'll be doing a 5-minute speech on whatever I want. They kind of were like, maybe you could talk about this or that. And I said, no, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I might make it a little funny. Maybe like a half stand-up set, half talking from the heartstrings. So I'm a little nervous, but it'll be fun. I'm actually not. I'm not nervous. I don't know why I said I'm nervous. I'm definitely excited. And they said there might be upwards of 200,000 people there. You never know with these things. More people can show up, less can show up. But lo and behold, I did a little quick goog. Hey, give it a goog. Mark Norman, I'm gay, you're fat. Google it. I gave it a Google, and I'd say more than half of the articles that came up were like, giant anti-vax gathering slated for January 23rd. Tons of anti-vaxxers will gather on the lawn, the mall, where they don't have to show proof of vaccine. So that's that. I said, put my money where my fucking mouth is, you know? Put my mandate where my mouth. Put my mouth where my mandate is. And I want to go because, well, I don't really go to protests. I'm not a big protest guy. If you want to protest, that's fine with me. If they don't have, let's take a look here. If they don't have single espressos with frothed milk, raw cacao powder, and cinnamon on top, like I'm enjoying right now with you guys, then I ain't going. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. So, I want to go because I actually think this is whatever. You can have whatever protest order you want or whatever you think's important, and that's what makes it America, right? If you want to go protest for, a man who was overdosing on fentanyl and was killed by a police officer, that's absolutely fair. That was a really unfortunate thing. Now, do I think it merited the riots that happened and all that? Of course not. But I think this is well, I don't need to go rating protests now, do I? But I think it's fairly important to fight for people's medical freedom. I think it's just fundamental stuff here. Fundamental basic stuff. And I have the luxury of doing this and making money on the internet like a whore, like some comedy whore. I'm just here to make you giggle, aren't I? Yeah, well, look at you. Look at you giggling over there in the corner, doing nothing with your life. Just treat me like some sort of clownish whore that I am. Well, that's okay. As long as you're paying me on Patreon, you son of a bitch. Shout out to my patrons. Can you tell the camera looks different? This is a gift from the patron lords. A new Sony camera that I'm filming on. It is a 4K incredible, what is it, an A7 III or so? I don't even know. My friend Alex, who shot the pedophile sketch and the vaccine mandate sketch, I said, tell me what to buy. He sent me the link. I bought the camera, bought the lens, and this only took 3 months of support from patrons to be able to get this new camera that will last me a lifetime. And now I can film my own sketches from the comfort of my own home, from my own couch. And I did yesterday. Got right to work. Got the camera the next morning. Quick tutorial online. Filmed the sketch. So if you want to help support all this stuff, patreon.com/Tyler Talks. And maybe I'll bring it to the protest. I don't want anything to happen to it. It's going to treat it like my baby. So by that I mean, of course, I'm going to ejaculate it into a dirty rag because I'm very single. Now, is anybody going to the protest? Drop a comment. I didn't really hear about it in the news, you know. It's hard to find these things. They do a good job of covering them up. They don't want you to think it's going to come out. Geez, there's millions protesting in Europe now. And it's just going to come out. You can't keep this stuff in anymore. So, I started writing a little speech. It's a 5-minute speech. I thought, throw a little Fauci in there, Throw in, I had a dream. I had a dream that one day I would not have to show an ID and a vaccination card for a rushed vaccine that was experimental, pushed for political reasons, to eat at a McDonald's sitting down. I had a dream I could, with my own free will, sit down and have a 10-piece nugget while looking at a crackhead jerking off in the window without having to show proof of medical practices I do not agree with. It's probably what I'll do. What if I just did Martin Luther King's speech? Just fucking word for word. Didn't mention it. I could do Martin Luther King's speech as Fauci, I really had a dream last night. Of course, I was wearing a mask while I was sleeping so that none of my dream droplets escaped into the vapors and landed in my wife's mouth, which would be the first thing in her mouth, I'd say, in the last 20 years, because I have been getting off by yelling at Senator Rand Paul in his theater. But I had a dream that people could get on a plane and show that they got a vaccine recommended by yours truly. I had a dream that feminists were walking around Brooklyn, New York with the sleeves rolled up showing the Band-Aids. I had a dream that comedians who weren't allowed to perform in comedy clubs because they wouldn't get the jab, 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 4 jabs. And they sat alone, very lonesome at the house, brewing their own coffee, making espressos, going on Tinder. I had a dream that women would have the little vaccine stickers on Tinder and would reject this comedian. And instead of the profiles listing things that they're into, like crocheting, going on long hikes, walking their dog, instead the profiles would say something like, "What up? I'm triple jabbed and planning on the 4th shot. Don't message me if you're not all jabbed up and shipped up." They have chips now in, is it not New Zealand? Where is it? Denmark, Sweden, one of those places, Sweden. "So how'd you get the chip, yeah? I just got to chip it in my hand, yeah? It's a chippy chip. It's a little chip. I tell you what my status is, yeah? Little chip in the hand." You should watch it. It's on. I saw it on Russell Brand's podcast. A little clips from a documentary or a news station, but upwards of 2,000 people have now done the chip trial. Chip trial. Yeah, it's a little chippy trial. You know, we're just trying the chip. Yeah, no, don't worry. You got nothing to worry about. We just want to test the chip. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Yeah, there's no risk of the chip then leading to putting things like your tax information or your banking or anything. No. We spent billions in chip technology just to show you got the second dose. So all these young people are like, "Yeah, I got the chip. I just, I think the chip is quick, I don't have to take my credit card out anymore. I just check my little hand chippy. Little chippy scan. It's like so cool and fast." It's like trending now over there. It's a little chip trend. So it's all happening. What was I talking about? Oh, the speech, right. So I'll do a little Fauci. A couple of my mask jokes, perhaps. I could just do a whole stand-up set, because it's going to be 3 hours of people talking. Robert Kennedy Jr. will be speaking. He wrote a book called The Real Anthony Fauci. From what I heard about him, I'm a swell chap and a good read. Some professional athletes will be speaking. Authors, actors. It'll be great. J.P. Sears will be speaking. Maybe hosting, I'm not sure. I think I'm allowed to say that. No one said I couldn't say who was speaking, so that's who's speaking, yeah. And I'll fly in. I'll go to this little tent with all the speakers, give the speech, and mingle a little bit. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to bring old Freddie here. Now, Fred travels with me everywhere, certified service animal. He's an absolute doll to fly with, perfectly trained, wonderful, wonderful travel dog. But, we're a little worried about, I spilled a little. Oh, if I only had the chip, the anti-spill chip. If I had the chip, the espresso would have bounced off the chip and off the floor, yeah? Yeah, I get a little worried about perhaps any hijinks happening or what have you at the protest and then having Fred, but we'll think that through. The one time I left him with somebody, it did not go well because we have a bit of a separation anxiety thing going here, don't we? No. Can't give a speech without my dog. So I'd have to bring him up to the podium with me. That'd be kind of funny, too. Just be like, sorry, guys. Had to bring my dog here because couldn't get him into a doggy daycare in Brooklyn because doesn't have the vaccine. So now, I hope you had a nice MLK day. Look what else we got going on here. I'm really trying to take responsibility. I apologize, by the way, for my last episode because I was not recording into my microphone. You probably noticed that, and I'd say a fifth of the people watched it than normal, and that's because it was probably not terribly watchable because of the sound. So I'm trying to just be a professional. So I also bought this little lavalier mic right here, so that for some reason, I just got turned into a mob. So if some fucking reason, this fucking cuts out, this fucking is gonna fucking cut in, okay? And I fucking just use this audio if this isn't working, okay? You got the booster? So I'm just trying to really do this as well as I can. And may even have a regular sponsor for the show. That'll be coming probably next episode. But I was a little hesitant about working with sponsors because, I don't know, I just wanted to focus on the podcast and on the videos and on getting that art out and the content out without having to work with a sponsor, worry about whether or not they like my stuff, etc., etc. However, I had a company reach out, and they even came to see my stand-up, and we met in person, and they gave me the product, and we talked on the phone, and so, and I believe in the product, and we haven't signed a contract, so I'm not going to plug them yet. But my point is, I decided I would be open to working with sponsorships if I felt aligned with their company, or a definite rule would be I'd have to use the product, or at least want to use the product. So that combined with the fact that there's really no guarantee anymore with the internet, freedoms, chips. So I thought it's time to team up where I see fit with the company, and I don't have to be as on edge worrying about, all right, let's say my Instagram page gets deleted or YouTube gets deleted and I can't make money from ads. Well, now I have a partnership, a sponsorship, and then I can just keep making videos on Instagram and have sponsors for those. So just trying to watch my tail here. But I'm excited about it. I've talked to this company for weeks now, This was not like a quick decision, and I thought a lot about it and thought, oh, are people going to be mad I have a sponsor at the end of a video or this, that, and the other? But this is part of the reality of the path that I am now on, which is I can't rely on a big tech. I can't rely on the film industry. I can't rely on the commercial industry. And so this is something that feels quite natural and necessary to pursue that. So I'm very excited about that. And I want to have a fucking life, dude. I want to have a life. I want to be able to support a family and a couple more doodles. So it's time to start getting a little more business savvy. And nothing will be sacrificed. That was a very important rule that I had. There will be no sacrificing or changing anything I say or do. I will not be censoring myself. Nothing. It's, hey, if the sponsor likes what I'm doing, then they sponsor a video. There's nothing different. Aside from perhaps making a personalized video for a company, well, that's something different. That's something I've been doing for Jesus Christmas. I dropped out of college when I was 21 and started making content for a credit union called Connects Credit Union, which I'm very grateful for because I dropped out of college because I spiraled into a deep, dark depression. Isn't that special? Isn't that special? If only we had a special task force for mental illness getting up on the podium every day. Wouldn't that be neat? A special fucking department. How many people in the COVID department at the White House? What if we had a little mental illness department? Wouldn't that be nice? Somebody stepping on the podium and pushing Jen Psaki away. Jen Psaki. Being like, hey guys, how you doing today? Are you in therapy? Are you suicidal? Are you, how are these lockdowns? 2 years, that must have quite an impact. Maybe, talk to a therapist, You got this. That'd be neat, wouldn't it? So I started yeah, that puts it into context. I've been doing content for companies for holy shit, 21. I'm gonna be 35. I mean, let me just do a little Owen Wilson math here. I mean, he's got a great voice for doing a little simple math. You know, carry the 1, divide by 7. I'm 35. Dropped out when I was 21. I mean, man, I might just lost my mind and I tried to kill myself. I mean, not me. I mean, Owen Wilson. I'm trying to relate to Tyler because I tried to kill myself as Owen Wilson, and I know he was going through a rough time. So that means carry the 5, divide by 9. That's 14 years. I mean, wow. I've been doing video content creation for 14 years. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story, but as I'm dropping out of college, I get an email. I'm in London. Bloody London, which, by the way, they just ended the mask mandate and the vaccine mandate in England. So that's pretty good. No vaccine mandate, no mask mandate. That's actually quite surprising because Boris Johnson, the man with the wild hair, he seemed to be quite adamant about these vaccine passports and the things not all. And so I never thought he'd do that. But it turns out he's changed his mind for some reason. Maybe his hair was in his face and he decided, oh, I can see straight now. I'm going to have my face. So that's pretty cool, man. Good for you, Boris. Now, I dropped out of school in London, and so drop out of college, and I had an email from this credit union, and they said, would you like to make videos for us? I submitted an audition maybe over the summer before I went to jolly old London, and so I made commercials. I probably made 50 commercials for these people. This was how I made a living for, like, I don't know, 4 years or 5 years. Maybe for you guys, I'm going to see if I can dig up let's take a look right now. I'm going to see if I could find you guys. I wonder if my commercials are still on the YouTubes. So I filmed this first one from my dad's kitchen, and then went on to doing Connects Credit Union. I went on to do probably 50 commercials for them all over the place. I'd fly to freaking... Oh my God, dude! It's still on there! Oh my God. Shit, dude. I straight up did fucking like cheery, bubbly commercials when I was straight up like fucking suicidal and dropped out of college. Like legit, got on a plane, didn't tell anybody, flew home, was in bed for like 6 months, just slowly losing my mind. And this maybe kept me from really, really losing it. You know, and that's the beauty of art, and also this is what I love to do, even if it is a commercial. So thank you, Connects Credit Union, for maybe keeping me alive. Here we go. Oh my God, this is 8 years old. Let's take a watch. Financial tips. Here we go. And a tip from Connects Credit Union. Let's get smarter about our money. Lesson number 1.
Look for a free checking account.
With free online and mobile banking?
That's the one.
Lesson number 2.
Look for free conveniences.
Like fee-free ATMs and shared branching. And finally, partner with the unbank.
We help keep you connected with your money
creepy,
24/7. Our member advocates can help you reach your financial goals.
I feel wealthier already. Thanks to Connects Credit Union. Oh, you could tell I am not well in that. By the way, what was that creepy fucking thing where I snuck up behind her? She looked so creeped out. I think she was an employee or something who won, she won a lottery to be in a commercial. That was one of the way lower end ones. But either way, I don't look good. I mean, I I was probably in bed till like 1 p.m., drove to, I think we did these in like Providence, Rhode Island or something. So let's try to find another one. What do you say? 53 subscribers. Jeez, I didn't bring in a whole lot of fucking, I did not bring them in a whole lot of dough now, did I? Let's see. That's not me. Oh my God. Who's that? That looks like me. Looks like more homeless me. 7 years ago. Oh, shit. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's look. Oh my God, look at me. Holy shit. Home loans at the unbank. Let's watch.
You know who lives here? The owner of a bank. You know how he can afford all of this? From the interest he makes on your home loan. How about that? The higher your home loan rate, the more home he can afford. At the Unbank, Connects Credit Union, our members are the owners. So we keep rates low as 4%. That way, everybody can have a nicer home. And we can all be neighbors. Hi, neighbor.
Not bad. Not bad for a low budget credit union. My voice work is pretty bad. I'm you could tell I was kind of gasping for air. I was probably nervous, and the guy running that whole thing was a fucking dickhead. I remember that. I think I got in a fight with him, and they fired me. Huh? What do you know? What do you know? How surprising. And then let's watch one more. This is bloopers. I think this is actually kind of good. Here we go. Let's watch the bloopers.
You know, as a member of the Unbank Connects Credit Union, you'll find all the same services as a bank. Checking, savings, all kinds of loans for your home or car or college. And let me start over. You could pay for your... that person taking that thing out at the end is throwing me off now. And rates as low as 3.74. They'll know what I meant. It's in the eyes. It's all in the eyes. Here's our own VP of Unbanking, Aaron King.
Leprechaun, Cyclops, or lactose intolerant.
And we even have a safe with a big metal door and dials. But that's where the difference is at.
Too tiny, man.
Similarities. Heavy. All kinds of loans for your home or college or your house or your home is a house.
Home is a house. I've always said that.
We even have a safe with a big metal door and dials. But
commercial acting is kind of hard when you got to balance a bunch of stuff. I didn't learn my lines. Suicidal. There it is. The Unbank. Yeah, we did not end on good terms. We did not end on good terms. And I think I asked for more money. I was not well. I was not well, and I was not well psychologically, emotionally, financially, and I'm the face of the company, so I had a bit of an ego, probably. Frankly, likely, probably, most likely, for sure. Such a big ego. As big as that vault that his tiny hands couldn't open, frankly. And what happened? Oh, I think I asked for more. Oh, I remember. I got into America's Got Talent and thought I was going to be famous and all this stuff. And I went back to them. I was like, do you know who you're dealing with? I am going to be on the stage talking to Howie Mandel and Heidi Klum and Howard Stern and the Black Spice Girl bitch. And I asked for more money, and they're like, I don't think so. And then that was it. They never used me again. But hey, somebody got them 247 views back in March 29th, 2011. But they paid me, how much was that? I got like $1,000, so I got like $5 a view on that. Not bad. Not bad. $4. And so, it's good to be less dependent on these types of projects and companies, and I'm going to try to do some quick math here. How many auditions have I gone on in the last 12 years, 14 years, 13 years? Couple thousand, easy. Several thousand, 2,000, I'd say. Let's say that. Definitely over 1,000. And so I took yet another step, and well, this was by default. Let me explain what happened. As this wokeness continues and the shitting on the straight white men and yada, 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 which has now become celebrated amongst agents and managers and casting directors. I probably mentioned this on an early episode, but I work with a voice agent, and love this voice agent. And then my voice started to spread around the company, and then some of the other agents would reach out to me, and I go, well, this is unusual. I thought I typically would have one agent at a company, but now I had 2, then 3, then 4, maybe 5, maybe 4 agents all submitting me just for voice auditions at the same agency. It was like a goddamn miracle because I love voice acting. And then I had a Zoom meeting with 2 of the agents. They said, hey, the whole fucking pandemic, can't meet you. We'd love to meet you over Zoom. So we had a Zoom meeting. And I'm getting good at asking a lot of questions. If you have an agent or a manager, a lawyer, or whatever, like they're working for you, you need to be interviewing them just as much as they interview you. A lot of artists, I think, go in and they're like, I'll just take whatever I can get. I got this one-tooth homeless agent, submitting you for roles doing fentanyl commercials under the BQE, and you're like, this is great. This is everything I wanted. I have an agent. Most suck balls. So I said, how do you submit me? How do you decide who you submit for what roles? And she said, sorry to gender reveal her, she said, I pick who's right for the role. I feel out, based on their skills, and I'm paraphrasing here. But then, she said, occasionally, I will submit only minorities. Because some roles, I just feel like they should go to a minority. Here are my little diversity equity bells going off, and my old T-ball brain up here going ding-a-ling-ling, ding-a-ling-ling, ding-ding, ding-a-ling, ding-ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding. She then said, I will even convince the casting director that was the right move, right? Again, I'm paraphrasing, but that was it wasn't up for interpretation, which she said I misinterpreted it. I'll get to what happened, but it was set up quite clearly, and I'm a really good listener. So she said, I occasionally submit people, only minorities, right? And now these auditions, it's not like we want a black person or a white person. Occasionally, very rarely does it say that. But she was talking about submissions for all ethnicities, and there's a disclaimer. It says, please submit all ethnicities. She said she will occasionally submit only minorities. Okay, so that's discrimination, right? Just not even a question. When asked to submit for all, and also added that she did it because she felt sometimes that it was this was a minority's voice that should be in the commercial. She was making that decision rather than submitting anybody who is most qualified, regardless of race, because it's your fucking voice. Then the casting director taking all of those voices, and heck, whatever. It's based on tone or energy or lack of energy or subtleness or whatever they want that clicks with the client. Now, if the client goes, that guy sounds black, but I like that his blackness or whatever. You have no control over that. You don't get to see or hear those conversations. Do they happen? I'm sure they do. Are they happening less and less? I'm sure they do. Are they happening more now, right? Like, I think those types of conversations were reducing, and now we're hitting a point where it's like, race, gender, race, gender. What's the race? What's the gender? Who are they fucking? What do they look like? What do they look like? Who are they fucking? What is the person looking like fucking? What is the fucking person they look like? So now we're reversing, right? We're going back in time to where it's like, ooh, we need to show the world that we have a black voice, even though, what are you saying? All black people sound the same? Yes, that's the contradictory virtue signaling bind that everyone has themselves in if you play that game, because, well, all of these things are starting to contradict each other. So to have somebody say, I'm submitting somebody based on their skin color because that's who should have it. Now, here is the icing on the cake, because even up to that point, perhaps it could have been left somewhat up for interpretation. But my Lord, people are just telling you what they think now, which is so crazy when it comes to this diversity thing. She said, and I could almost quote word for word, because, black men deserve it. That's how she ended it. I submit minorities because I think they should have it. I convinced the casting director that was the move. And then the finale, because black men, because black men deserve it. Jaw was on the ground. I was like, what? How could you say that? But also at the same time, I know how she can say it, because everybody in this woke fucking camp is saying that. Everyone's saying it. It's so normal. It's almost more normal that she said that to me than if she didn't say it and said, well, I just submit everybody fairly based on talent and qualification. This is trending, hashtag trending, hashtag trending, hashtag trending. So 4 or 5 months go by. This is eating away at me. Eating away. Every time I submit, I'm a little less excited to submit. This takes a lot of time, brother. I'm in my closet half the day recording commercials. I might get an email say, hey, we need a Nicolas Cage impression learned and done in the next hour. I was on my way to the doctor's once. I had to turn around and come home. I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into this. And to then start to wonder, gosh, what am I being excluded from? Or is she getting my tape and then going, well, I submitted 2 white guys and then I need to submit 4 black guys? I can't toy with this at all for so many reasons. One, because I think it will actually cause the inevitable destruction of this company, maybe the company, of the country, because you can't live life wondering, well, there's 2 different sets of rules. Which one do I fall under? The one that people are fighting for, or the one people want to silence or reduce the visibility of you because of your fucking skin color and gender? So I take this very seriously. And, hey, let's wrap this up with a bow. Martin Luther King Day rolls around. And I was stirring the whole day before. I was pacing. I kept repeating what she said in my head. I kept saying, you have the right to speak up about this. You have the right to feel bad about it. You have the right to be vulnerable about it. And 4 or 5 months of this building up, and really I started to, submit things late, and I got slower and slower because you really need energy. You need energy and hope for any art form or any job. This isn't, again, when I talk about this stuff, this could be projected onto any job. It doesn't have to be in the arts. It could be anything. You can't work at a job thinking, I won't get a promotion because of this. I won't get time off. I won't get a bonus or X, Y, or Z, because I don't fit the trending diversity category. So this is serious business for everybody. And it's spreading like a wildfire. So I'm sitting there and I go, wait a minute. I was trying to figure out, who do I call? I already had therapy on Friday, so I burnt that. I couldn't talk to my therapist about it. I couldn't think of a friend to call about it. You know, a lot of my friends are supportive, but I was like, this calls for some kind of courage, because I was so nervous to write that email, because it's going to open a can of worms, and then I might have to go to the other agents and say, hey, look, I had this issue with this other agent who told me this, and then that survival thing starts to seep in. Oh God, they're going to leave me, and I'm not going to have an agent. This is a perfect situation, though it's not a perfect situation. So I sit down and I search for MLK's speech at the National Mall, and I watch it. I'm getting fired up, and there we go. He hits that famous line about judging people by their character and not by their skin color, and everyone needs to be treated equally, and I have a dream, and he keeps having this dream, so many dreams, and I go, all right, and I start drafting the email, and I'm listening to it, and I played it back, and I'm refining the email, and I play it back, and then I finally, blasting this speech, I go, I'm going to send it while listening to Martin Luther King, who happens to be the only person right now that can give me the proper courage and balls and motivation to send this email and just say, hey, this is what I heard. Can you please give me some clarity on it? This is discrimination. This is what you said. This is how I felt. This is what I thought. Please let me know what this was about. And can you assure me that you're not excluding me from auditions? And I kept it very clear and very civil, and he calls for peace in his speech. And so that's what I did. Boom, I hit send. I had to let go of the agent. I had to let go of the dream of voiceover via the classic route of agent and manager and Disney and Pixar and Toyota commercials and Coke commercials. I, at that moment, had to say, okay, sending this email, I might lose all of that with this company at least. And the pride that I get from sending this email and speaking up will surpass the fear of losing it all, right? So that's kind of the deal I made for myself, and that's still how I feel. Now, she did respond, and she CC'd my other agent and somebody else and said, I don't remember saying that. That's not what we do here. We submit based on talent. We don't discriminate based on skin color. She said she didn't say it, and she didn't say she didn't say it, I believe. She said she didn't remember saying it. So this shit it fucking kills me, man. It's draining. It's so hard to keep up with. It's moving so fast, but I have to stomp it out, and this one took me, again, 5 months, but maybe the next time it'll take 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1, and then I can call it out on the phone and be like, what the fuck did you just say? Bitch, what did you just fucking say? You're fucking brutal, right? No, I heard what you said, and I'm recording the whole goddamn thing. I should have recorded it. I didn't. So, thank you, Martin Luther King. Regardless of all the bitches you be fucking at these motels or what have you, getting your rocks off. This speech, 60 years later, a man assassinated, dead. It was the only thing that allowed me to speak up against judging by skin color. Pretty fucking cool, man. Pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to give it a few days. I'm going to relax. I want to focus on this. And then on top of all of that, the next day, almost like a reward for, living the dream of MLK, I get an invitation to speak at the very spot and the very steps that he gave that speech on the National Mall, and speak and offer laughs and courage for freedom. What an episode. What an episode. Let's leave it there. So, hey, I'll maybe get to put some behind-the-scenes stuff on Patreon and film a little bit of the protest and and maybe some behind the scenes of some of these people I'm going to meet in this tent of people speaking at this event. It's going to be wild. Really excited, really grateful for it. So that's that. I'll talk to you guys real soon, and be good, be well, take care of yourselves, do something nice for yourselves, and live out that dream.